Day for Night in Ultapur by Jayanth Kodkani. In this lesson, we are going to read a very interesting story about a place named Ultapur. The people living in this place did not want to follow the laws and rules of nature, and as a result, they had to face many difficulties. So now, let's read the story to find out what happens in Ultapur. Long ago, in faraway Ultapur, ruled by Bacha Batata, everything was topsy-turvy. The people woke up at sunset and went to bed at sunrise. This place, named Ultapur, was ruled by a king whose name was Bacha Batata. This place was different because everything here was just the opposite of how things should be. All of us wake up in the morning and we go to bed after sunset. But the people of Ultapur wakes up at sunset and goes to bed at sunrise. This day for night happens suddenly. One day, the Badshah asks his ministers, "Aren't we all tired of living like everyone else? Every morning we wake up and get to work. Every evening we return, have dinner and go to bed. We must do things differently." The people here started living differently because of the king who asked his ministers to follow a new law where they would wake up at night and go to sleep in the morning. The ministers thought hard. "We have an excellent idea," they said. "We are bored because we follow the laws of nature. The fault lies with the sun and the moon. When the sun is up, we get up, and when it sets, we prepare to sleep. Let's stop obeying the sun and the moon." So, the ministers, after thinking for a while, decided to follow the new law and praised the king for his excellent idea and said that they are also bored by following the same rules of nature since many years. Everyone was of the opinion that they should stop obeying the sun and the moon. The Badshah was pleased with the idea. "From tomorrow, everyone will wake up at sunset and go to bed at sunrise," he said. "Everyone should obey this. If they don't, they will be put in prison." Here, we see that Bacha Batata was very happy with this idea. He ordered that from the next day, all of them must wake up at the sunset and go to bed in the morning. And those who will not be following this order will be punished and put into prison. The people of Ultapur could not believe this, but they had to obey the Badshah. And so Ultapur changed. Everyone woke at 6 in the evening and left for work as it grew dark. The markets opened at night. Children went to school at night. At dawn, everyone went to sleep. In this paragraph, we now see a very different Ultapur. People were not happy with this new law, but they were bound to obey and follow the new rule. Everyone had to wake up at 6 in the evening and go for work. The markets opened and the children went to school at night. It was not an easy way to do things. The birds were surprised and began to chirp and fly around. Horses and goats could not sleep and were very tired every night. Travelers stopped coming to Ultapur. They called it a ghost town. Soon, many people came to complain to the Badshah. It was not easy for the people to do things differently. The birds and animals were surprised. They were not able to sleep properly and thus were very tired when it was time for them to get up. Even travelers stopped entering this place and named it as a ghost town. So the people started complaining about this matter to the king. "The rooster crows early in the morning when I'm off to bed and spoils my sleep," said one of them. "My donkey won't stop braying," said the clothes washer. But the Badshah wanted them to try the plan a little longer. So, one of them complained that he was not able to sleep because as soon as he goes to bed in the morning, the rooster crows and disturbs his sleep. Even the washerman was disturbed by the donkey braying at the time of his sleep. But unfortunately, there was no positive response from the king, since he wanted all of them to follow the same plan for some more time. Then something surprising happened. There was a total solar eclipse. A solar eclipse is when the moon passes in front of the sun and casts a dark shadow on earth. Then, one day, there was a complete solar eclipse. So, in a solar eclipse, the moon comes in front of the sun and as a result, casts a dark shadow on the earth. So now, let's see how this solar eclipse affects the life of the people in Ultapur. It was 3 in the afternoon, a time when the sun shone bright most days. Suddenly, a shadow fell over the town and it became dark. Owls woke up and filled the air with hoots. Dogs howled, cows mooed, and babies cried. For about 5 minutes, it looked as if night had made an extra visit to the earth. At 3 p.m. in the afternoon, there was complete darkness because of this eclipse. So for some time, no one could make out whether it was daytime or night for them. The animals were also confused and thus there was confusion everywhere. The people of Ultapur were puzzled. They rubbed their eyes and woke up and did their work as usual. But within minutes it was day again. The sun came up and the roosters began to crow. The people were unable to make out what was happening there. They woke up and went back to their work as usual. But they noticed that after some time it was day again because the sun rose and the roosters started to crow. How could it be day again so soon? Thought the people of Ultapur. What should they do now? In about 3 hours it would be dark again. Should they sleep or stay awake? Let's ask the Badshah, said someone, and they all went to see him. The people of Ultapur were confused. They thought that how it could be day again so soon and thus they were not able to decide what they should do now, that is, whether they should sleep or stay awake. Then someone suggested that they should ask the Badshah about this matter, and thus all of them went to the king to meet him. The ministers said, "Nature has fooled us today, but we should not give in. Let's do the opposite. The next time the rooster crows, let's wake up and go about our work." The ministers now realized that their decision of not following the laws of nature did not bring them any good results, as they felt that nature has made them a fool. But they decided not to give in and that they shall wake up when the rooster crows and go back to their work as usual. The people of Ultapur were very happy to hear this. Badshah Batata was also secretly pleased. So, from then on, Ultapur woke up at sunrise and went to bed at sunset, like most people in the world. After hearing this decision, the people of Ultapur were very happy, as from that day onwards, they would wake up in the morning and go to bed at night, like all the other people in the world. Even the king was also very pleased with this decision.